Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are at. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's SoulSaint here, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It's Raid Shadow Legends time frame, and we have a big event that just came out, which is the Infernal Summoning Pool. That's right. If you guys haven't already guessed it, they've announced that they were going to do a Prism headlining event for Vulkanos himself, which I won't lie, I want to get my hands on. So, with that being said, we're going to do a quick breakdown of this entire Prism event, see if it's worthwhile for us, but also the Vulkanos headliner, and we're actually going to see if we can get some pulls in for him today. So, with that being said, should you go for this event is what I'm looking to answer, and the honest answer is it really depends, right? Early game players, I think that if you're interested in spending a little bit, there are some key champions that will help you out along the way. Let's start with the epics. Some no-brainers like Allure, who is really known for like good early progression in Fire Knight. Poisonous, if you're looking for something for clan boss related. Urticata's not bad. I used it when I was coming up, actually, believe it or not. And some other champions like Gorlos, who has a burn, which is useful in tandem with like areas like maybe as a dual partner to a Neri and Sand Devil, just to name one. He's also an AoE decreased defense champion, which I think is pretty good. Just to name a few of them, right? There's not really too many crazy other ones that I would get out of my way. Magnar, a really great HP base nuker, one of the more respected ones for epics in terms of like being able to pack a punch. His A2 is really, really strong. Really, really good though, right? Now, as for the legendaries, this is where it gets a little bit more nuanced. As you go up into like the more mid-game, late-game, end-game progression, you're going to be looking for more specific things. So, to kind of give you some perspective, for the early to mid-ish game champion players, Helicath would be a great champion. He's a block debuff or block damage champion that also brings a shield, scales, and is proportional to his own defense, which makes him very, very strong. He's like a one-man army if you want to start off with clan boss preliminary speed tune type teams. Although most people nowadays in progression don't really go for it, but if you are early game and you're watching my videos, thank you, first off, salutes to you. But also, it's a great opportunity for you to be able to maybe get off the ground and start acquiring some shards to expand your champion pool. So, a great champion in that regard. Duchess, a standout support champion that I know a lot of players, actually, believe it or not, still don't have to this day. I'm lucky enough to have one, so I'm in this this ballpark for maybe not so much Duchess, but I can't deny that she's a very valuable asset. Her ability to put a lot of buffs, including block debuff and Veil, which keeps you protected, and damage mitigates, along with her shield and revive with Veil, continuous heals, and her passive just makes her a lot more tankier, makes her very, very strong. Couple that with the aura, she's a very strong champion. She's really dope as a support. One of the more early ones, although she's kind of fallen out of the meta, she's still a solid champion nevertheless. So, with that being said, the rest of them, I mean, you got some nukers like Hefrak, although you don't really see him as much nowadays. He's still pretty cool in terms of being able to benefit from some of your champion members or some of your allies, some of your people in your comps to die. He ends up coming in and kicking in with Prince of Pride. So there's a lot of good. He can pack a punch, not too bad. Then you also have champions like Cheshire, who's recently new to the game, I think earlier this year for the Alice in Wonderland event. Scales off of attack and speed. There's not really many people that scale off of speed, like maybe, well, you can count it on one hand. Really, really cool. He has a prevent death feature on his passive, which allows him to kind of keep the ball going, even though he would normally die from that ability, giving him kind of like a second win, in this, so to speak, or just that one last chance. And it also gives him block damage too, which means that any damage he takes during that time frame, as long as it's not ignored, will also have that opportunity too as well to like let him live, you know? You have a great resetter who also is not bad for damage and is not bad for control in Kaimar. I use him in some of my competitive PvE content like speed tunes for Sand Devil or Shoguns, and then also areas like Fire Knight Hard, where he's helping clear the ways, but also resetting my newts to really kind of keep going. Really great champion in that regard. If you're looking for a resetter, he doesn't reset himself, or he can't be reset himself, so like you are on this long cooldown for Seal of Magic, but it does give everybody on your team a full cooldown, which is kind of nice. And I don't blame them for kind of having this ability. It's pretty busted if you were able to reset this so that he can reset your team. It makes it really, really hard, right? Shout out to my Yumikos. But with that being said, a great champion in that regard. I use him actually also in my Hydra team currently. That may be subject to change as I acquire different champions that can be plugged and played. But, I mean, this pool's not bad. I mean, you got AoE HP Burner and Sissy, who also can activate, and she gets the extra turn, I believe, if you are able to land a burn on every enemy. So it kind of can be like set up into the activation, which would be really, really cool. Great champion. I used her in some speed tune comps before in the past for like Spider, for example, both normal and hard. Really cool. Brave's an interesting champion that I think is recent and more fairly new as well. I believe she was released this year. She has the ability to transfer targets and debuffs from this champion to the target, able to heal her all allies, and then also placing increased defense and speed. She has a revive with 100% HP and then 50% turn meter, and resetting the cooldown, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of like a Neri in that regard. And then she also has the ability to transfer 1 debuff from each ally to this champion with a 20% battle aura. All battles too on top of that. So these champions are they're all cool and dandy. I would give like a special nod if you're looking for champions. It depends on where you're at in the game. The more later in game you get, the more specific it is. I think Duchess is probably still going to be on the top of a lot of people's options for desirability. But you also have Kaibar as a resetter, as well as the big dog himself, Vulkanos. Now, why do I want a Vulkanos? He's really, really unique in a lot of aspects that his passives and his ability to burn really do create a interesting dynamic in the terrain of PvP. Being able to burn also gives him like the proccing ability. It allows it to place it, but also activate it if it's on an enemy, making him very valuable. The moment they try to do turn meter boosting, buffing, he's active. So like you don't even have to have him go fast, and he still contributes a decent amount of value to your team. So his presence alone is a problem. When you partner him with other champions like other demon spawns, then you start getting even more value out of him. Now, that could be either good or bad depending on the area you're using him in, but I want to kind of lean towards this passive, the Surging Demon Fire being a big value. Not to mention his multipliers and the abilities that he has also makes him very, very strong. He has a scaling factor with HP burns, stacking up to 100% there. A2, which is irresistible if they're under HP burn, which means that he could put a lot of fears out. And then, of course, being able to stack more damage on the A1 too as well. He's a really, really cool champion. And I gotta be honest with you, he looks really dope. With that being said, though, we are going to go ahead and pull today. I did want to answer that question. Should you pull? I think the answer is it depends, right? Early game players, it's always going to be a yes if you can afford the means to get some. Mid game players, I would also argue it's kind of like you're starting to get some of these champions, or maybe you already acquired some, or you'll have some alternative options that can start to support it. Late game and in game, you guys already have an established champion pool, so now it's more so, do any of these champions provide you substance in that regard to like either quality of life, or it's the next step up to what you had before. Maybe you were using an HP burn champion that didn't have activations, like maybe a Mordecai, and getting a Assistia could be a big upgrade to that, you know? And I think that's something that I would say that's what you're looking to do when you start getting towards late game and end game. You're looking for that quality of life aspect to improve not only your consistency, but your efficiency as well. I think mid game to early game players, you're trying to establish that consistency first and foremost. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pull for the Vulkanos. We're going to do I believe a single pull first. I think we can actually do 2 here. 2 single pulls, and then we're going to do the big 10 pull. And what I'm looking for is Vulkanos himself. Everything else is nice and dandy, and they're all cool. I would love some more yellows, but I want specifically Vulkanos. That headliner is what I want here. So with that being said, I want to give you guys a preface. I did pull a couple already before. So salute to my patrons, the people who have assisted me with being able to acquire some prisms for this. But I did get a Cheshire, which was new, and that's kind of cool. You guys let me know in the comments below if y'all want to see me build out a Cheshire for some fun activities. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and pull our first 2 here. Praise! Let's see if we get something nice here. I'm actually really excited. Hopefully we get a banger, man. A purple to start us off is a little rough, and it's a Scion. I will say he does have a heal reduction, which may be useful for... I thought about building him up at least one time for a rotation in Amius, so Sin City. But I ended up finding an alternative option that kind of worked out for me, so I never really got around to fully building him. Our next one's going to be Allure. Now, I have enough of her. My account's a little bit more on the in-game side, so I definitely don't need her there. 2 purples is kind of rough, but let's see. Can we get 1 yellow? Here we go. Last big 10 pull for this one is going to be, hopefully, a banger. Page! Let's see. A Kurtakata, Vildrax, a yellow! It's a Brave! That's a new champion. That's not too bad. But I want a Vulkanos. Another yellow! It's Cheshire number 2. Another yellow! It's Brave number 2. Another yellow! It's Vulkanos! Let's go! I got it, baby! Oh my god, this was the pull of a century. Oh my god, look at I'm over here turning red is how bad it is, dude. I'm over here screaming for my life. That's 4 legendaries in 1 pop. Oh my goodness. This is one of the wildest pulls I have ever had. It's nuts, and it was worth it. Oh my god, I got chills. Yo, I hope you guys all enjoyed this, man. This is kind of like what it's all about. You gotta have some fun with it, you know. I'm sorry I turned out to 11 there for a little bit, but let's go. It's a banger. It's a banger for us, and we'll take it. We will take it. All right, guys. Let me know how your pulls go if you decide to pull for yourself. And with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, always remember, stay ascendant.